Recording in progress. Yeah, super cool. Hey, Kate.
Hi.
Hey, Julian. So now I have construction going on in the background. So I'm not sure if you guys hear this.
I don't hear it.
Perfect. And the noise canceling kind of works. So that's good. The recording actually looked already okay. But I actually set it a little bit higher even. So I think the quality will be really good now. So that's perfect. For the rest, I think we're all set up. The other meeting note taker is here, so that's perfect. I saw that Anthony is online in Slack, but I'm not sure if he's joining us. I just gave him the link in the DM, so he might join later, or he's just busy with something else on Slack, maybe some work. I don't know. I think we just can get going. First, I'll just explain why we're having this meeting compared to the niche research. Because in the plan it said that we're going to do niche research at this moment, but I think it's better if people just play around with the Apify actor. I had a video with Carl where I did it. So I went over, used Apollo and Apify and create some leads. But now I want you guys to do this. And I want everyone who's viewing this to do it also. The reason is we'll just get some better ideas of what we're actually doing, like what kind of websites we're building and what options out there. So like what kind of website could you build, what kind of clients could there be, etc. And then after that, it's more easy to really figure out your niche, and then we can figure out, okay, is it profitable? I will teach everything about that, like how to run a business, so to speak, online business, and all the metrics that are involved. So that will be the next lesson, and I'll make sure that I'm gonna release also a lot of useful resources for people to read first and then go through it, and then we can start a niche research session. For now, I just want people to go to play around with Apify, Apollo as well, but it's a little bit less important in a way because in not all cases people will use Apollo as a base lead list, for example.
Oh, Wesley, there's some interrupting audio, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe it's local. Sorry, that was my mistake. Continue. My mistake.
Yeah, I think it's from you, right?
Yes, it's from me. I just noticed. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem at all. So yeah, to really do the niche research later, we just need to first figure out, like, okay, what can we do? Like, for example, what do marketing agencies need? Because they will be really good clients, right? They will come back to you, to your website. They keep on downloading lists every month, every week, maybe. Yeah, so I think for people to really figure out like what they want to choose, you need to first know what is all available there on Apify. They have 4,000 actors. Some of these actors are a little bit similar, right? So let's say for Facebook ads library, there might be 4. Google Maps scrapers, there are probably more than 4, etc. So we just need to get a little bit of some ideas going. And then what I want to do is after this session, I want everyone to join in on Mighty Networks and just get some ideas going, like engage with each other, come up with your own ideas of, hey, if let's say a marketing agency or a web design company or I don't know, whatever kind of company would be interested in these type of leads, and then how can we build this with Apify and how can we build a website for that. So all the technical stuff of how to build a website and do the automations is then not important because I can figure that out and I can teach everyone. But it's more important to just get some ideas going, because I think this is one of the most important parts to get it in with the niche research to have a successful lead list website business. So yeah, I already asked Julian and Kate to make a free account at Apollo and Apify, and everyone who's listening should do the same. Kate already done something, and she told us that because we had a previous recording, she told us that she has a list with 2,000 columns, right? Is that correct, Kate?
Right. Yeah, more than 2000.
Yeah, that's really a lot. That's really a lot. I've never seen it in my life. So I'm really actually interested in what you did. So you used an Instagram scraper, and maybe you just share your screen, and then we can check it out.
Yep, let me try.
I might have to give you permission to do so, but I don't think so. I think I set it up that you can share your screen if you want.
One second.
If you click the share button, then it will pop up a screen, and you can just choose desktop one. It will share all the tabs that you have. There's also an option to only share like one window that you have open.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to share one window. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, Julian, do you already have ideas for your website? Because you have, of course, already a business. You run your own. You bought a YouTube channel, correct?
That's correct. Uh-huh.
And do you want to do something for that, or do you want to create like a totally different kind of business?
You know, I thought about doing something related to that. I thought about like what I was thinking was I see from this that there's probably a demand for like video editing service or video clip services. So I thought about looking for leads for that. And yeah, that was an idea that I had that was related to my business. Um, and then since I work with a lot of AI tools, I also thought separately about just doing like a directory of AI companies.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's a good one actually. Um, so you do your own video editing, I guess.
Right now I do, yes, that's right. I edit all the clips and put them up and yeah.
Ah, that's pretty cool. Because I have a friend from Kazakhstan, and he's a video editor, and he's currently busy with a lot of AI tools, and so he creates like his AI avatars with HeyGen. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the tool. Probably you are.
Agent, no, that's a new one to me. I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, it's HeyGen. So like hey as in
Oh,
hi, and then
okay.
gen as in generative, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, so he can create AI avatars with just a minimum amount of video of a person. So his customer would sit somewhere, record themselves for like 2 minutes. After that, he can create an avatar which just is your. It looks like you, but it could also look totally different. But most of the time, it looks like you, and you can just give it text, and it you can almost not distinguish from a real video. So it's pretty cool. That's a really interesting thing. And so he does for, I don't know, I think he has now 200 videos that he has to make for different clients. So, yeah, and they use that for marketing purposes. So there's the companies and the guy doesn't have time, right, to make videos. Plus, it's also just time consuming to make a video. So they will get a lot of text, and then they just, I think, also created with AI, and then they put it into the to HM after training it. And then they have all of a sudden, I don't know, 20 marketing videos for a company. A guy presenting some stuff or a sales script, those kind of things. Pretty amazing actually what's possible now. Because I think up to a year ago, it took really like, I don't know, I think you need hundreds of hours of training material to be able to create something that still looked really fake. And now it just looks so amazing. And it just only takes 2 minutes of original video of the person. That's really nice. Kate, did you get it going?
Yep, I'm ready now. I just had to leave and come back to give it permission to
Ah,
share. Let's give this a go.
okay, yeah. So here you are. You can see the finish run,
Yep,
and then you,
that was the input.
yeah. So this looks really difficult for people. It looks like they have to fill in code, but that's not really actually how you input it, right?
Right, I just did it with the easy method.
Yeah.
So the issue is here. See,
Ah,
even if I just go
I think I already know.
one
Uh,
thing, it's still saying over 2000.
Yeah, so what you can do at format, you can choose different kind of formats, and then almost all of these formats, if you have too many columns, it will be difficult to actually export it all. So if you want to include it all, you can only choose JSON or XML or even
Yeah,
RSS in
that's what it's
between.
telling me in the message.
Yeah,
I just wasn't sure if I created it in a way that made this many columns or if that's just how this particular actor works.
I'm also not sure because I never tried it before. Um, so yeah, just for the people listening, JSON is something that you use with programming. Um, you essentially get something back as what you showed in the input field. So you get like code back, but not really. Okay, so what we can do is if you can click on the X sign, we just go out of here. And let's go to the Instagram scraper itself. So all on the top in blue letters, the biggest one that says Instagram scraper, just click on it. So now we go to the main page of the scraper, just for people to see like how the input fields will look like. So what you've done is you probably just added you added the URLs, right?
No, I chose hashtags.
Okay. So these are the different options that you have, what you want to scrape from each page. Okay, so you scrape details of a profile, post, hashtag, or place. Okay. And then you did a scrape based on search query instead of URL. That's correct, right? So
Right.
like, okay. Yeah, so that's fine just to show people a little bit around like what this scraper, how it looks like, and what you could fill in. And then you also have a date range. So you can say like pretty new, say newer than, let's say February 3, something like that. So then it will only give you stuff after February 3. So I never seen this scraper before. Almost all the scrapers work in a similar way. You just have a little bit different options. Okay, so you did hashtag Brisbane.
Yes, this is the one that I used.
Yeah. So this is your you know, what are you going to look for, so to speak? So what are you scraping?
Yeah, I'm not sure what I chose here. I think it was posts. And yeah, I just put in one hashtag Brisbane and search hashtags. And I set this about 50, I think, with maximum results 100. So it is remembering what I did last time.
Yep. Yep, it does. It always saves it. When you press start, you actually say save and start. I see it in the green button also.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a little bit how it goes. For people listening or watching, you have something called memory. So if you can scroll down a little bit. Yeah. So here in the run options, you have memory, and memory is actually like how fast it in the end will run. The more memory you choose, the faster it finishes the job. You have in your free plan, you have a memory of max 8 gigabytes. You can see this in the left, in the side panel. You see there in memory. That's 8 gigabytes. That means memory that you can use at one moment. So it doesn't mean you will use it up over a period of time. Let's say every time you use 1 gigabyte or something like that, and then all of a sudden you cannot run it anymore. It's just that at that moment you can use 8 gigabytes. Not all actors you can use more than 512 MB. Some just default to like the lowest speed. So what you could do if you have a really long list, you might want to split it up in batches. So maybe you want to run 4 times 1 gigabyte, so to speak, or 4 times 2 gigabytes in your case. Then you go to 8 gig. Then you have 4 actors running at 2 gigabyte, or you can just run one at 8 gigabyte, and it will go faster. That's a little bit the idea. And then the other thing in the side panel under memory is free usage. So when you sign up for the free account, you get $5 for free every month. And as you can see, you just use 13 cents, so $13 for the run that you did with 2000 columns, which is kind of a lot of data. So it's pretty cheap to run that. If you can go to click in the side panel on Apify store, then we can just see all the different actors that are available. If you highlight social media is one of the options above. So that's the search filter. Now you have Instagram scrapers. So let's just open a few of these Instagram scrapers. So if you can, if you press Control on your keyboard and then just press the Instagram scraper, the first one, it will open in a new tab.
I've
So,
just set the screen sharing to 1 tab, I think.
no, I mean, you can, I see all your tabs, so I can see all the different things open in this window. So you have one
Okay.
window open. And I think you can press Control and then click on one. You can also do like Instagram scraper, the other one, so to speak. So just open a few of them. Then I can show the difference between the pricing models.
The Facebook post scraper?
Yeah, that's also fine. Do you use Mac? No, huh? Yeah, you use Mac.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what I think it's Command instead of Control. So if you press Command and then you click on a link, you don't have to open the menu to say open in the new tab. Just a
Okay.
shortcut trick. Yeah, so here you can see that the pricing, so behind the name, you see $35 a month plus usage, right? And the other one that you use is the one that you pay 13 cents for. Yeah, so you pay per result. So 1,000 results is $2.30. And results as in one website, for example, and then all the columns that are behind. Yeah, so this is a different, so you have 2 different pricing models with Apify. One is you pay per results, and the other one, if you can go back to the Facebook one. Can you go to, yeah, thank you. Then you have the $35 plus usage. This means you rent this actor from the guy who made it, and it will cost you $35 a month, which will be then taken from your. So you now have a free account. If you have a paid version, it will cost you, the cheapest one is $50, and then the 35 will be deducted from the 50. So then you have $15 left in compute power, so to speak. But you can always start a free trial. Some of these actors is I've even seen like 1 hour a trial, but mostly it is 1 to 3 days. So you can just test them out. You don't have to pay the 35, and you can just choose to cancel your subscription to the actor, so to speak. So then you will still only pay the usage. So you can test out any of these scrapers for kind of free. So with your $5, you can go really far.
So the rental plan is unlimited usage?
Yeah, so you can use it unlimited, but you have, as it says, like $35 plus usage. So you pay some compute power always. It's just how much memory you use and how much data you use. But it is really cheap. I don't know. It's a little bit hard because they all use different compute power, right? Because it depends on how much data you're gathering. But it's really cheap. It's like cents on for thousands of results. So it's a little bit the idea behind the different pricing models of all the scrapers. Let's go to the Apify store again. And just scroll up a little bit. And then instead of social media, which is in blue now, choose another category. You can just choose any you want. Maybe news is interesting or lead generation. Yeah, so we have a Google Maps scraper. Can you open that one also? That you can read. It extracts Google Maps locations of businesses. So this could be important information for, yeah, here you can see the pricing. It is paid per event. Actor starts at really cheap price. Place scrape. Add-on filter applied. Blah blah. So these you pay per use case. So we can just try it out if we want this month. So our base charge for Google Maps is just $4 per 1,000 places. So that is the full price. And yeah, so what you can get here is just details from Google Maps. So you can say restaurant, right? New York, USA. And then you get all the restaurants from New York. And then you can go down to apply certain filters that you want, some extra filters.
Can I just try a local one, see how that goes?
Yeah,
Or do you
yeah,
want to
sure.
do,
No, sure, do it.
just want to see how it works? Because should you put in the country as well?
I'm actually not sure. You can go check on the question mark behind
Yeah.
the location use. So there's a question mark, right? Optional, location, use only, yeah. And then we can see what it does. So the best working format is city, country, and then city plus country plus state. So that's what you done was perfect, I guess.
With a comma in between?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then below you can check some filters.
Maybe something a little bit more relevant than restaurant, like a plumber.
That's a good one. And if you do plus add, you can do another search term. So you can have multiple search terms if you want. This actually looks like a good scraper. I never used it before, but seems cool.
If you were to try to monetize this, for example, would you create a website called brisbaneplumbers.com and then how would you monetize this?
Yeah, so I haven't really thought about that one, but I think that will be a good one. I think if people just want to do a search and just, but be more, maybe more clear, like if you want, like, I think to drive more traffic, you would say get results about all the plumbers in an area. Probably not use the term scrape because not many people know it. But just get all the plumbers from Google Maps in any area that you want. And then you
Would
could
the
run like different pages with SEO for different kind of cities that are really popular.
would the customer in this case be perhaps trying to sell plumbing equipment to plumbers?
That could be. That's a good use case. Yeah. So there are companies that maybe offer service to plumbers, maybe marketers again, or it could be people who sell products to them. It's probably not someone who's looking for a plumber really as an emergency because they will do their own search, right? And then just contact the first one in Google. But yeah, everyone who offers products or services to plumbers, those who be interested. And I would not niche this kind of down. I would say make a website for just Google Places, like Google Maps, and then that they can search whatever they want. Right, so they could either choose plumber, restaurant, or whatever. They just have a bigger market. But if,
These ones here, do we want to use these optional?
let me see, didn't really look. Okay, so then you don't get similar results. That's good. So no duplicates. Yeah, I will probably leave that at scrape all places provided by Google. Minimum star rating, that's also probably useful. You probably don't want really bad reviews, or you do want to have bad reviews, but then I'll later on, let's say, filter it in your lead list, where you say, okay, I only want the ones with really bad reviews, and now you're, let's say, in a company that does reputation management, and then you reach out to all these companies with only 2 stars and lower. So
I can only select one option here. I can't select
yeah,
more than
because
one.
it's a minimum, so it makes sense. You can just choose whatever you want. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
For now.
Got it.
Places without a website. That's a really interesting one. So people who make websites, this is super valuable, of course, because now you can find anyone who doesn't have a website yet. That's a super valuable option. That's actually a really cool option. Because a lot of people who make websites, this is what they're looking for. So you can build a whole website just for this this thing, saying like, hey, web developers, are you looking for companies that don't have a website, but they are on Google Maps, and then they can search for whatever type of company, right?
Right.
It's actually that's a really cool option. Never seen that before. Yeah, I think we don't have to make it too difficult. Just show people here that there are a lot of options. So this scraper actually has a lot of options. That's not that common, but we'll see that later. I think we just can do a run.
Yep. This one is making a lot of sense to me, that, the options
Yeah,
that you can choose.
yeah. This is actually a cool scraper. I never really had to use Google Maps scraper, but I think I'll include this one in some other work that I'm doing.
So that would be no timeout. And
Yeah.
this,
So you
what's the
have
best thing?
well, the thing, a timeout is essentially this: if it runs a certain amount of time, then after it just switches off the actor, which can be useful in certain cases that you don't want to like lose too much money, right? If it just like keeps on going, and you don't want that, you can either limit it by timeout, or that you can say how many results you want, like maximum results. There's two ways to sort of put a stop to it. I most of the time do no timeout, and I just check. I just keep the check on what's being generated. But if you have to walk away from your computer and you do something, then maybe a timeout would be good. But timeout could also be annoying because maybe you happen to have all the results and then it timed out. So that's a little bit something that people have to play with and see what they want to do.
Okay, so the
For things,
default should be fine for this test.
yeah, most of the time the default is most of the time set correctly.
And the memory default?
Yeah, so the memory, you have to give it a memory. So it's either the default or you just go to 8. So just do 8, then it's the maximum. Yeah, then you can click away on the side, and then it will say, show if it's possible or not, because sometimes it's too high, and then it will say, "I'm sorry." Yeah, so we're lucky we can do 8 gig.
So that means it will give me the results faster if I set higher memory.
Yeah, it just uses more power. So
So does it use up more of my memory
yeah,
here?
it's then fully in use.
So if I'm
And
not in
then
a hurry, I can put it down a bit if I want to save memory.
yeah, but you don't have to save it because it's not going to be used up, so to speak. So it's just used for this run, and then after it you have 8 GB back, so to speak. So it's not something that you will use up and then you have a problem later on with, oh, I have no more gigabytes to run.
Okay. So this one here,
Yeah, so this is, I think you can click on the question mark. It will show the people what it is. So it will run until completion. So we can just say maximum cost per run. Just do it $1. One.
so you have to turn this off in order to use this part over here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that
So
yeah, is if you know if you don't want any limit, you will click on the button. But now you can say a limit, and you say, okay, I only want to use $1 maximum for in total.
yeah, the last one I used was telling me exactly how much it would cost me, but this one is just telling me maximum. It will be a
Yeah,
maximum of $1.
yeah. And if you go up all the way, there's also, of course, the results that you already could set, like how many results you want. So a little bit lower. I think number of places to extract for each search term or URL optional. So yeah, you're only gonna have 12 results, which is fine. For our use case, that's fine. So let's go all the way down. So you probably will not use $1, right? And just say save and start. You can either choose the green button at the top or this one that you just clicked on. So now it's starting. And now people can see that an actor is running. And if you in the left side of your thing, so this is a Cheerio crawler for people who are familiar with web scraping. You will directly recognize that.
I'd like to see that it's busy.
Yeah, I also always check that. And yeah, for those who want to play around with creating their own scrapers, uh, in the left side panel, there's something, it says development. That's where you can build your own scrapers. And then with integrations, you can create integrations. So you can have multiple actors work in together, so to speak. So you could, for example, have something that will clean up your list afterwards instead of to a certain field. Okay, so cool. So you have the 12 results as requested.
These
And
guys are not on social media.
yeah, or it's undefined. So I'm not sure what it might still give some results, but probably not. Yeah, so you can go over here to see some information, and we can also just so instead of exporting it, you can say preview in new tab. That's in blue. So when you have all these tabs, overview, contact info, social media, rating, etc. Yeah, preview new tab.
Ah, that's better.
Yeah, you probably didn't see that yet before, right?
Right.
So you can see a little bit like how your CSV file or something like that would look like. So how your spreadsheet looks like. Okay, so now you just generated this for a really low price. And if we go back, we can see how much it cost you. So this cost you 7 cents, no, 8 cents. Yeah, and there you see the price breakdown. Yes, if you can imagine, you now have 12 people for 8 cents.
Wow.
So I don't know. I'm not good enough, but
So
just
this one here is going to show me, yeah, a different one for each of the tabs.
yeah. So now you have phone numbers from a lot of companies.
Yeah.
You have something about the reviews. So this is pretty valuable for a lot of different companies, right? So this could be either valuable to marketing agencies who are going to say that, hey, you don't have a website, you don't have social media, let me help you with that. They just make a phone
Should I be
call.
ticking this one here and just letting the developer see what I'm doing?
Yeah, I most of the time do that just to help out.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Oh, I didn't need
Somebody,
to.
no, you don't need to, but I always feel like that's probably good information for them, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's any problem because I'm not giving them my data, so that I'm just using their data, so I'm happy to help them.
Yeah, and the thing that they use is something else anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, they're not gonna look through, I don't know, the results of you per se. We just want to have information about how the run went, etc., or what kind of things you were looking for, just to improve your product.
Should we
Okay,
look
so
at
this,
the export for this one?
yes, let's do that. So then we can show, okay, there's a different kind of things that we can click on. The view is so you can choose only a certain thing. So this is actor specific. They can give this kind of information, what you see now. I haven't seen this before, for example, because I never run this. Normally, I always see like the format and then the fields that you can include or omit. So yeah, you could say overview only, contact information, but probably all fields is the best because then we can see everything. So yeah. Yeah, so the different formats, just to explain to people, if you're using spreadsheets, it's a CSV file is probably the best.
Or
Oh, guys.
Excel?
Ah, my screen is black. Oh, wait, it's me. I haven't used my mouse for such a long time. My screen just went black. Okay. Yeah, so a CSV file and Excel, these are the two for the spreadsheets. CSV is probably the best choice out there. But you also can directly use it within Google. So yeah, choose CSV, and then you can here say all the fields that are available, so all the columns, and you can say which one you want to include. And most of the time, it's easier to exclude a few things. Yeah, so that's how it works. And then if you go to omit fields, the one below, then you can choose some that you don't want. So maybe you don't care about country code, for example. And then it
For
will
today,
just,
oh,
yeah,
sorry.
sure, Julian, go please.
For today, we should be focused on then picking our niche or, our market and then running the actors. That's kind of the goal for today, correct?
No, the goal is more to play around a little bit with just see what kind of actors are out there and just get familiar with the platform itself. And then later, I think it will be really great if everyone who watches this video will just get some ideas going for like, okay, maybe I could do this, or maybe this will be valuable, and then talk to each other like, why would this be valuable? What kind of clients would be going to my website then? So just to get some ideas going, and then later on we go into really the niche research and how to figure out what is a good niche. I will show some examples of different websites. Um, I will give a whole list of what kind of companies could be interested in downloading lead lists because I think we need to get more inspiration on this part before we're gonna choose a niche because otherwise people just choose something that they're familiar with, and that might not always be the best case. It would be, of course, really good if you can do something that you're passionate about and or that fits with like maybe another business that you do or your work, right? Or maybe people you know within your network or friends, family, whatever. Um, but you will figure out that, oh, something that you might be interested in like this, that's something that you like to do or whatever, there might be a lot of opportunities out there that you cannot think about now, but that you're only going to get if you've seen enough of these actors and enough website examples of or here, like what marketers are looking for example, or what other kind of companies are looking for. Because in the end, what we want is, of course, a profitable business. And for some, that means maybe to make like in the end 10,000K to just support their family. For someone else, it might be if I have 1,000 or 2,000 a month, I'm just happy as an extra income, and I'd rather do something that is just fun and something that is close to my heart. I don't know, whatever it might be. Kate, for example, does something with non-profit organizations. There's also opportunities there. So yeah, I think just important to just play around with it. So if you can just clean this all, okay, and you can just yeah, the old midfield you can keep it if you want.
What's
But
this unwind fields about?
Select a field, a list of fields online. It fields an array. Every element will become a separate record. Okay. I will not go to explain. I just don't want to make things too difficult for people. Can you please go on the X behind all the omit fields, and then we just run like a download of your CSV file so that we have all the information there. And then we just go to down and then just say download. And just let's check the file.
Yeah, it's opening up in numbers for me. You probably can't. Can you see that?
No, because it's on another screen.
Hang on one sec.
You're now opening your email, by the way. We can see it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just my Legion
Okay,
stuff.
Yeah. Oh, so good. I just keep my mouth shut. Normally, I would make like stupid jokes, but I didn't. I'm not really happy with that.
There you go.
Yeah, and Julian, if you want, you can just go check around in the Apify store to see if you can find some interesting ones. And maybe I think it's smart if you go through Apollo first later on, and then use the domain names from Apollo to put it into some actors in Apify to see if you can come up with some ideas. There's something that's different from what we're doing now with Kate.
Now, I was looking at that and I wasn't sure how to do that, but it looks like basically I might go to, for the example of AI, I might go to Apollo and download AI companies, their contact info, or I don't know, just the CSV file about these AI companies.
Mhm.
But how would I use that with Apify?
So you will have a list of domain names, and there's a lot of the Apify actors. They will ask for a domain name of a company, and then you can just upload that. Either sometimes you can use a text file or a CSV file with all the domains in it, or you can just copy paste a list of domains, and then we can use that to run an actor. And there are many out there. There are actually also some interesting ones that are already AI related. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with factor databases, such as Pinecone, but there's some Apify actors also for that. So that's more for the high level stuff. People are interested in it and played around with AI. They might just be interested in that. There are also some, so you can integrate your own AI agent, so to speak, and let it run. So there are a few options for that also on Apify. And I'll just show you later. Okay, so this is all the data that you got, Kate. So yeah, you would normally you would clean this list or as before, you can omit all these kind of fields, right? That are not interesting. So this is all the data that you will get from this scraper. And that's a lot. There's a lot of information there.
It
Most of the
sounds
time,
like, oh, sorry.
no,
Uh,
please go.
I think you mentioned the video that you made with Mr. Wen. Is that uh the lead intro video? Is that where I would see that?
I'm not sure. What do you mean? Well,
Oh, you mentioned that you had made a video where you showed going through the Apify
oh,
actors.
yeah, that's with
Mhm.
Carl.
That's with
So
okay.
yeah, so with Carl, I actually went through Apollo, and then I went to Apify to
Okay.
use that. But we will go walk through that together later. So I think, Kate, this is awesome. This is really clear. I think people will now
Yes.
know a little bit of how to use an Apify actor. It is the first time they may be seeing it.
Yeah,
If
I think
they watch
this
the video with
particular
Carl.
one,
Mhm.
yeah, I think this one's pretty easy to use. And I mean, this is the geek way to find a plumber quickly. If you needed an emergency plumber, you could just use this.
Yeah, yeah, this is actually a good way, but especially for companies who want to use this, right? So let's say the example that I said before, if you only look for the people with like really low ratings, and you are in a company that and with plumbers it probably will not work, but these reputation agencies, they're busy with like making sure you have a better reputation. What you could do is reach out to all those with really low ratings, and but you would choose like companies that where they would pay, of course, such company to help them with their reputation. So yeah, if you do that, then this will be a good way to provide leads to those companies, reputation management companies. Um, the option with no website, because these are all with no website, right?
I'm not sure.
I didn't see any domain names, and I think we clicked on the option to only see the companies with no website. So for a web designer, this is an amazing list, right? They can contact these guys, they can send
Yeah,
them a text message, call them, they can probably send them a WhatsApp if they use WhatsApp. Yeah, without website. See? That was one of the options that you selected. It's one of
right.
the
Yeah.
last parts.
So
So
you can go here to you can go here to input and maybe save that in your notes if you want to be sure what you're doing next time
exactly.
or copy a particular run.
Yeah, and it also saves it, so you can just run this actor again if you want with the similar kind of settings saved, because
But
if you
can I
remember,
save it as, say, different options? Like save it as option one or option two so that I can run more than one that I've saved in the future?
yeah, then you can save it as a task, which is so yeah, that's possible. But if you always run the same one, it actually just remembers your last run, so it always set up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this
Where
is
do I
pretty
save it as a
cool.
task?
Oh, sorry, in the left panel, sidebar, yeah, we have save task. So if you click there, I actually never use that, but I guess you can save these tasks. Go to actors. Okay, and this is two things. You can probably send it to.
Is that saved in there by default? I'm not sure what's happening.
I'm also not sure. I think you have to
Yeah.
once select it and then schedule them.
Yeah, I can play around with that.
Yeah, I think you have to click on the schedule. So you have a selection, and now you have these three options. Okay,
I
so now
don't
you
want to
can
schedule it though.
schedule.
Or
Yeah,
is that how
so
you save it?
I'm not sure. I think this task is just something that you have to schedule every time. So you can here now say every day. You can just, yeah, click on that. You probably have options. Hourly, weekly, cron job with this automation. Yeah, I actually never checked this out. So then now you create like a schedule in the end. Okay, so for people who want to do that, that's possible.
Yeah.
Let's just go out from here. This we're just going to overwhelm people. I think yeah, this is enough for now for you, Kate. Thank you. I think this made it a little bit clear that there are different types of scrapers out there without the use of Apollo. So we had a Google Web scraper and Instagram scraper, which you already done yourself. And I would suggest people watching this go play around with all the other actors out there. Yeah,
Should I
you
stop
can.
sharing?
Yeah, just stop sharing, and then I want Julian to share his screen. And I'm just going to get a coffee. I'm just going to grab it really fast. It's already finished, and it's pretty cold, I guess. 1 minute.
I'll get my laptop ready to share my screen.
Yep, here I am. Julian, can you just share your screen?
Yes, I will do that now.
Okay, thank you.
Um, okay. Share desktop one. Share. I think I will have to quit and reopen Zoom, so I'll be back in a minute if that's
Yeah,
okay.
okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. So I just want him to show it from Apollo and then go to Apify. So then people also see how Apollo works. And hopefully his Apollo is faster than mine, because for some reason Apollo is really slow with me, while it's web-based, right? So it should not be because of my laptop or something, but I have no idea. I always see people, other people using Apollo and it goes really fast, but for me, when I apply a filter, I have to wait so many seconds, and I hate waiting. So I hope that Julian's version is way faster.
Okay.
Everyone is on a Mac nowadays.
You hear me now and you see
Yeah,
my
yeah,
screen?
yeah. Yep, yep,
Okay.
all loud and clear. Oh, Audacity. Haven't seen that for a long time. Ah, you're worse than me.
Yes, I have a lot of things.
Yeah, so
Okay,
if we go to Apollo, actually, yeah, we can look at the actors also a little bit more, maybe. That's a good one. As you can see, you have the website content crawler, because you have now all the AI stuff, right? Yeah, I think so. So this will go on websites and then gets content from these websites. So this is pretty cool one. I actually never tested this one out. I always want to do it, but I'm a little bit busy now, of course, around this project. So I really haven't done. I haven't used some of the pretty cool newer tools out there. Yeah, so this is for people a little bit like overwhelming. So sorry, people who are watching. If this is not your thing, this is not something you have to use for your own website later on. It's just to look a little bit around. So if you can look at the information, yeah, that's cool. That's this is the right page. So what it can do is it just crawls websites, and it just be able to probably like download files directly. So this is essentially just an AI agent that goes over a website and does a lot of things there. Either extract information based on some parameters that you give. So let's say look for if someone has a telephone number on their website or whatever it is, or read the news articles on the website on their blog posts and see if you can find this kind of information. And then you can even download stuff. But it's pretty cool. And yeah, for those who are into LLMs and know a little bit about what RAG is, for example, so the retrieval augmented generation, that is to have context saved that you can use later on. So it's like your memory of your AI bot. Yeah, just go one page back, please, and then see what other kind of actors are out there, just to go over it a little bit fast. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. So you have a GPT, so you can use your OpenAI API key to use ChatGPT to analyze stuff on websites, which is pretty cool actually for a lot of things. Let's say you have a whole list of domain names from companies, and you're going to look for specific types of companies to see if their website content is really good or really shitty. And maybe you even give it like a special instruction to the GPT of how to analyze web content. And now you can find, okay, I only go to, so you use a list that you created of companies with that have a lot of traffic, but maybe their content is written really badly, right? So now you can use this ChatGPT bot to go over all these pages with high traffic to see if they have like shitty content. So if it's written like really poorly. And this means, or maybe analyze also their conversion optimization on their pages. So do they really have like enough buttons to click on? Is the text good enough, so to speak? Now, if that's not the case, then you get back up all these domains with high traffic. Okay, these are all the websites that suck, so to speak. So now you can offer this to companies who are specialized in writing better content for websites, right? They will be really interested in your lead list. So that's kind of an idea that just popped up in my mind. And that's a pretty cool use case of a ChatGPT script. Okay, we can just go one page back, and I think we can actually just forget about the AI stuff because it's probably a little bit too difficult. But if someone knows what pinecone is, then they have an actor for that too, which is pretty cool. Oh, yeah, this is that's a cool one too. So you can essentially just create transcripts from all kind of videos, and then a list of videos. So all of a sudden you have like the transcripts of, I don't know, crazy amount of videos. Yeah, and it's large language model ready data, so you can feed it into your AI. Yeah, so this is pretty cool also. So, like I said to people, just go over all these different actors. There's so many, and everyone has a different type of brain, right? And everyone has different interests. So, try to look for these Apify actors. See what you come up with for ideas, like how to use this for lead generation. And it doesn't have to be, by the way, for your website, because it can also be as an agency, right? So you can also do like custom stuff for companies. Instead of they download automatically a list, you can also do a little bit custom work, because that's actually where you can make real money. just try to automate your agency as much as possible. But then you can ask a lot more than people who just going to download the standard lead list. Job scan AI, that's also a cool one. So just scrapes job postings.
Oh yeah, I realized I was just kind of randomly clicking. Is there anything in particular that you wanted me to look for?
No, I think for now, like what I said to people also, everyone should just do what you just did. Just scroll through it and see what's all available, get some ideas going, and then share it within the Mighty Networks. And let's have some good discussions and share your ideas of what you can do with the lead gen. And like I also said, it doesn't have to be for your specific kind of automated website, but also as an agency. So if you're just going to be a lead gen expert, so to speak, what kind of ideas do you get from looking at Apify and all these different actors? And then we can, yeah, we can just share our ideas because that's the most valuable. And then people really get to understand like, ah, is this possible? Oh, cool. And then you maybe come up with some idea, and other people they couldn't think about this, right? Because everyone has a different brain, everyone has their own interests, their own backgrounds. So together we're gonna come up with a lot of really cool ideas. And that's the point. Because actually, if I'm honest, an automated website, because I posted that because that's what people are looking for, right? Passive income. But if you do like agency work and you do the more custom kind of work and a little bit of hand work, and then it's still almost automated, you can do that like passive. And if you do it with a group of people, you can actually create such a cool campaigns and way more valuable. You can ask more from clients. But yeah, that's not, of course, why we're here. But I would suggest actually for people to just take it a step further later on and do that because lead generation is pretty cool. If you're like to be creative, you want to come up with cool ideas, then an automated website is probably not the best thing to do. But yeah, that's why we joined this program, so that's what I will focus on. But later on, or if people want to do something different, let me know. I'm always open to just start things together, run like a new kind of business together, or make like one big agency with a group of people. That's pretty cool idea also. So yeah, that's it for my rant about this. Let's just go to Apollo. Now we can show everyone like how to use Apollo. Okay, so you already applied some filters, as I can see, and you have all kind of AI companies here. Can you show a little bit of how you did this? Like how did you apply the filters?
In this case, I think it was just like an option I could click, and so I just uh clicked it. Let me see, companies. Oh, I think I went to company. Um, Actually, I should say I'm not sure what I did now that I look here.
Okay, that's okay. So if you have the Apollo actors, let's go back to Apify, please. And just type in the search for actors all the way up and click in Apollo. Yeah, and then take the filter away. I'm sorry. So one step back, and then your filter of AI. Yeah, and
Oh,
then do all categories. Yeah, so now you have different Apollo scrapers. The ones that I use is from Code Pioneer. There are two options. So that's for the two different pricing models. Um, yeah, we can use the one, the Apollo scraper, the third one, so to speak, because it's cheaper. So yeah, that's what so this one is cheaper than the other one. It's from the same guy. It's but because you pay $45 a month for it plus usage, but we can use the trial version. So we're gonna use a trial version, and most of the time with these Apollo search URLs, you cannot do company. It's always people. If you can click on where you have search URL and then the question mark behind it. So you go a little bit down. Yeah, there. See, it's a Apollo people search URL. So if you now go to Apollo, so that's the thing that mostly when you start out using Apollo, you don't know. So on the left panel, you have companies now selected, right? But one above is people, and that's actually the one that you need to use. So you need to go to here to find the people and get their contact details. And then it can be within a certain company, of course. So the reason why that is LinkedIn has a lot of data on people mostly, right? And they work for a company. And yeah, you want the contact details of a specific person within the company. So let's say we just go through all the filters. So we don't care about lists, persona, email status, but we do care about job titles for now. So let's go into job titles. And then you can click on there. You can choose management level. This is something that I most of the time use because I want to connect with owners and founders and C-suite maybe. Yeah, and then I just apply this. Oh, yours is so much faster. I really don't know what's going with my app. Why Apollo is so slow with me. At least I have proof that it can be really fast. Okay, let's go to the next filter that we can apply. So, yeah, not here. We can go all the way a little bit down, just scroll. Yeah, so we now have company, for example. That's, yeah. And, yeah, yeah. So you can here say is any or not, so you can put a company name if you want. So if you want to really look at like the big corporations, you will probably use this, right? So you have only one company and then you can find everyone within that company of this management level. But for us, this is not so interesting because we don't want to do this. So this way, yeah. Now location is an important one. So there are also two options. So you can do the location of the contact or the account headquarters. Mostly you will do account headquarters because you want to know the company where it's located, right? So you can filter it by country, you can do some other stuff, or you can do zip code area if you want. For our case, you'll do United States. And then maybe you want to do the state, so maybe you want to do California or whatever. Just to niche it a little bit more down. And you could also exclude location. You could also say, okay, I want United States, for example, but I don't want these 3 states, maybe for whatever reason that is. Yeah, you don't want Europe. That's and then we go to the next one, employees. And as you can see, by the way, on the top, you see that you have 2.4 million contacts now available in the, yeah, so there's now a total of 2.4 million people that you can contact if you export this whole list. Okay, and yeah, you can do predefined ranges, or you can give it a custom range, or you can say 1 to 15 employees, for example. And you and behind it, you can see how many results that will result in. So that's 1.2 million people left. Let's go another filter a little bit lower. Industry and keywords. So now you can click on industries. Yeah, sorry, you have to go up a little bit scrolling. Yeah. So you can search for industries. The industries here, the options are not that big compared to like all the industries out there. For some reason, they just chose it. It's probably because LinkedIn has this format of all the industries. I'm not sure. But yeah, you can just click some that you find interesting. So maybe something with AI, right? So they will not have AI, but they have something with internet or hardware. Maybe if you really look for hardware companies. So information technology and services, that's probably it. Now we have 9.6K results left. That's already a good start. You can also have keywords. So if you go to keywords, company keywords, you would type in AI. And just, okay, now we have 1.2K results left. So now you'll also have all these AI companies, right? And directly the contact details of the CEO, co-founder. I think this is now a pretty cool search. This is probably what you wanted. There are some other things here, but technologies they use built with. They have AI filters, which is pretty new. So you cannot use it on the free plan. So all the things that are gray, you cannot use it. Signals or like signals they give up. Recently promoted. The company grows really fast. There's some standard stuff that they have. And you can create more signals. This is good, but there are actually other companies out there that provide better data on these kind of stuff. So the buying intent signals and such, you can actually better use other companies to figure this out. And mostly you can do that in clay.com, which is not part really of the training. But I will definitely go to show that at a later moment. I think we have a good selection now, right? We have 1.2K results. Go to the URL itself. So you're in the browser window, that one. Just copy this one.
Okay, I've copied it.
Okay, now we go to Apify, back to the Apollo actor. And you paste it there. Yep, so now we have something that for the actor to know what it has to do. In this link, it actually gives all the information, as you can see, right? So you can see that including organization, keyword, blah, blah, blah. So all the filters that you applied are actually in the search URL. Yeah, you can say get work emails, get personal emails, that's all fine. I will do run options. And then let's go to put it at 8 gigabyte if it's possible. And I think this one doesn't allow it. Okay, so cool. So this one can go up to 8. And just start running and see what's gonna happen. You have to rent the actor, so we rent it, and then let's not forget to cancel it. Although you can actually not really be charged for it on a free account. So you're just gonna get the trial, and then after that it just stops because you're on a free account. So that's pretty cool. Also from Apify, that even with a free account, you can still rent these actors as a trial, and you will not be charged in any way, shape, or form.
You know, so I do think it was carbon stuff.
See what come out of this. As you can see, it's just running. So yeah, for everyone listening, what we did, we just have an Apollo search, and now we're going to run it here. And now we're going to get information about these companies, and the most important one is just the domain, so that we can use another actor later on to extract more information from it.
If they said, oh no, we really need you to help with this thing at the house tonight, can you take tomorrow and the rest of the weekend instead? I did see that you were wearing that. Oh, that is so cute.
Yeah, so for people who want to see this kind of information in JSON, this is pretty cool. So if you're a developer, you can use this for whatever tool you're building. And if you just click this away, and then we just go to the CSV file. Yeah, because people are more familiar with that. You also have a way to view, because now people gonna get really so confused.
Yeah.
They see LS, CB, think what's going on? Why is he in a terminal?
I will try to change it to something else and open it with the program.
Yeah, I thought that, but it's funny because I think within our group there are not many people who can who understood what's happening.
Julian's just showing off his super geek skills here.
Uh, yeah, the funny thing is I also try to just force myself to only use the terminal, and sometimes I think like, yeah, what am I doing? I actually don't need to do this. I can just click on buttons. But it looks cooler, right? So if your partner is in the house and you do everything in the terminal, they think like, wow, he's so smart.
Yeah.
But they actually know you're stupid because they live with you right now.
This is it.
Okay,
It's
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, so we have that's all the information you got out of this. I don't think I think that yeah, okay. So there's a lot of employment history that which I always feel so annoyed because you get so many columns because of one person work at 60 different companies. Now all of a sudden you have like hundreds of extra columns because for each like company history there will be like a few extra columns. And if there's really someone in your list who worked with 60 different companies in the past, you'll get so many columns. So I always try to omit those things. But yeah, just scroll a little bit through it, and then at some point you will see here, for example, the titles. So the zero means the current company. So he's the someone is the head of this AI company and stuff. If you go a little bit more further to the right, you will see history one. This means the previous company they worked for, and so on. And so a lot of these things I always delete or I not include in my export, but just for people to see what's going on and how your export would look like if you just do nothing, then this is the result. It's a lot of extra data that you don't really need. If you go all the way to the right, there's a lot of history. Yeah, perfect. So here you actually get like some the more important things are mostly at the end. Go a little bit more left. So you have the title, which is important. Then you have like the departments and stuff, the sub-department, which most of the time are not really important for you. You'll see the state where they're located, which is kind of important. Then yeah, so you have seniority level, founder, owner, C-suite. That's the one that we filtered for actually. Go a little bit to the left, and then we can find the domain name of the company itself. One of these, yeah, organization website URL. Just saw it. Yeah, so you have here telephone numbers of them. So not always they have a telephone number because it just depends on if it's available or not. Yeah, just copy a few of these domain names, and then we use that in another actor later on.
Okay, I've copied them. I think these I copied.
Yeah, okay, that is perfect. Let's go to the Apify again, and then we just go to look for a scraper that we can use. Okay, what could we do? Because I already showed an SEO tool. Maybe just scroll around yourself and see if you get an idea of what you want to use.
One of those chat GDP ones might be interesting.
That's actually a good idea. See we can see the ones that are used the most, right? So you see like the people sign, and then the star rating if they have a star rating. So I think the GPT scraper with 5.6K people and the 4.4 stars is probably good. And then there's another one from the same guy who use less. So we can add all these. So if you can click on bulk edit, then you can just paste all your domains there already. So under the start URLs, then you have the three options: add, bulk edit. Yeah, bulk edit, it will pop up. You just copy that. And I think it automatically deletes also white lines. Okay, just to set. Why? Can you click on the question mark after start URL? In the README, that's weird. I'm not sure what's going on here, to be honest. Let's try that out.
Oh, maybe it's
Okay.
because it didn't have that.
Yeah, it seems like it, right? So yeah, we can either do that manually or you can show off your skills in the terminal again. I'll not even going to write a small script. I'm disappointed. Yeah, then you can just go down a little bit, and then you have the option to yeah, bulk edit. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. Now we solved the problem. So people learn from this also. So instructions for GPT. So now we can give the instruction that you would normally give a GPT. So what do you want to search for?
Maybe like a two-sentence description of what the company does, or
Yeah, that's maybe a good idea, right?
yeah.
And yeah, just give that. Maybe you want to tell the format so you can just do what you normally would do in GPT, right? So you can tell it what kind of structure it should have, etc. Now I hope that we don't have to give API keys. I think we also should start always the run options. I always check, but I think this will be fine. And I hope this works because this is something that might needs a little bit of tweaking. You go to the lock screen. So yeah, there's no sorry, down. Yeah, a little bit up. Your mouse on the right. Yeah. Oh no, you went over it already. So yeah, we're now in the output screen, right? So now the
Yes.
tab for logging. You can just see what's going on. Okay, so the crawler is started. It's now opening the first website. Very cool. I never used this before, so I'm pretty excited about what's coming out of this. Warning was truncated for the next over minutes. Why? They use strong tokens, 12,016. Yeah, if you go to output.
Oh.
Okay, so there were three that were to get the information from. Employer may be actually cool to check out. Here directly go to employer.ai. Seems like a cool tool. So go-to-market teams are within a company is the one that do like this, the sales. They reach out to. Okay, coming in. So now we used a ChatGPT scraper to literally go over a list of domains to get information from it. So it could be anything, right? It could also be like, I don't know, maybe you want to know, maybe you don't get certain information from people within a company. Now maybe you can tell the AI to, okay, go to like the for example, the contact page and look for this information on the contact page. Now maybe you have more contact details. That's probably also better than on other from some data providers. You don't get a telephone number, for example, right? So if you saw on the Apollo lead list that we created, not everyone had their telephone number. So now you could run, for example, this GPT on the contact, one of the contact pages to see if you can find the telephone number of the company itself. Because on their website, it's probably there. And you could do the same thing for, let's say, go to their, look for their social media pages and upload a list of social media domain names for those profiles. And then do the same thing, like look for their telephone number there, because maybe they posted it on their LinkedIn or whatever. Maybe it wasn't be able to get it from Apollo. So these are just some ideas of what you can do with a tool like this. What else could you do? Yeah, like summarizations. Look for specific mentions of something on a website. So this tool is pretty cool. Let's try out another Apify actor. And you used 2 cents for this. Okay, what other kind of tool can we use? Yeah, you have to go to the store. So yep. What else could we use this for? So let's see if we can find another actor that is interesting. Maybe can you search for Facebook ads library? Although then we need the ads library. It's kind of slow. We need the Facebook information. Yeah, so we need their profile from Facebook, so we cannot do this. But what we could do is use maybe AI to find it. No, I'm not gonna make it too difficult. You click the search away, so the Facebook ads, and then just click on X behind it.
Oh,
So
sorry.
we
Was
can
it?
do- Yeah,
Is it this?
no, we just do like a new search. So forget
Oh,
about Facebook ads because I just thought about something that's a little bit too difficult, and so I want to do like a few steps to go to get. No, but I will just not even mention it anymore. Let's see what else can we do. Do we use the domain name that you have? Although we also have Facebook. No, we have it actually. So it's actually a good use case. Can you go into your lead list from that we created and see if you can find Facebook URLs of the companies?
Do you mean this lead list?
Yeah, so this CSV file that you have from this.
Okay.
So there is somewhere Facebook information in this. Oh, sorry, this is the GPT stuff, right? I
Yeah.
meant the Apollo CSV file.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so that's the one you have opened there already, I think.
Yeah.
Um, and we have to look for Facebook, so maybe just to search, yeah. Now we just have to look for which one has. Ah, none of them have. Yeah, that was actually makes sense actually. Ah, okay, organization Facebook URL. Yeah, we need this one. So just copy all of them. Yeah, just for the people watching, this is not what you have to do yourself, by the way. You don't need to go in a terminal to type things. You will do it normally in your Explorer window. Okay, cool. And now we go to the Facebook ads library. Yeah, and then oh, my screen is blacked out again. So,
Is should I just pick any one or?
yeah, you can. Let's choose between two of them because the one from Apify. No, just choose the Apify one because it's definitely going to work good. But it will cost too much money. See, for 1,000 campaigns, $5. Okay, well we have just a few, right? So it doesn't really matter. Will be cheap. So let's choose bulk edit. And you can just set, and then it will automatically delete it. I think all the no, sorry. If you can do bulk edit and you just copy the thing, it will automatically delete all the empty lines. It's okay. Yeah. See, so it automatically deleted those. Okay, so pretty cool. What we can do, we have to see the amounts of ads per page. So we have to make sure they're not going to show all the ads that they run in the past, because then otherwise all your credits will be gone probably. So results amounts, can you click on the question mark behind it so that people can read what it means? So results, yeah, that one. I want only the total count of ads per page. I think that's what we have to click on. We get some details about ads. I think that's good. Okay, so active and inactive, that's good. So there you can also see the ones that are not run at the moment. And yeah, let's go to memory, maximize it. Maximum charge per results, no maximum limit because automatically it will do. Okay, so sometimes you see you cannot do it on the amount of memory you have. I think this will be good. Let's see what's gonna happen. So for those watching, what we're doing now is going to see if these companies have run Facebook ads. Someone like some company who specialized in Facebook advertisement, this will be really valuable information. Now they can, their sales team can reach out to companies knowing that they don't have Facebook ads yet, or that they maybe do, but maybe it's not really high quality. You can analyze it, you say, we can do a lot better, something like that. So this is really valuable information to a lot of companies. And we have to be a little bit lucky that they're running Facebook ads, because that's of course not always the case. So the bigger the company, the more money they have for advertisement, the more chance, of course, you have that they run Facebook ads. But this is really valuable information. And as you can see from just an Apollo search, you get a lot of different data. And you can use this to, for example, check for Facebook ads, or use an AI scraper to get some information from it that you maybe use then for another tool later on. And as you can see, so what we're going to do with our website is we need to integrate these kind of things, right? So that we do one step and then the second one and the second one, so to not have any manual work. But you could also choose, of course, for your website to actually do some stuff manually if it makes enough money. So then you're more of a lead generation agent or whatever you call yourself. Okay, so total ad count, there's at least one, the zipchat.ai. They had 362 ads in total. That's what it was counted for. Can you scroll down a little bit more to see if there's some other ones? No, so that's the only one actually that we can get information on. So let's just export the result and let's see what we can see in the CSV file. Oh no, but that's okay. It has more columns because it has a lot of results, but that's fine. Let's just check some the information inside. Here you can see just our input URL. This result true, person profile, blah blah blah. Some information about the company. You see the page information, so it's like their description of their company. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. And at some point it's going to give you some information about, so that's probably the link to the advertisement.
Okay.
See, that's a snapshot, and then so this is the image URL. So we can just click on it and probably gonna show us an image. Okay, so this is their app. So yeah, that's a little bit of what we now did. We run another actor. We get some information about Facebook advertisement. So yeah, I think we can keep it a little bit short for now, right? Or at least our meeting is already long. I think we did enough at this moment for people that are watching to get a little bit of an idea of what these actors do and what's out there. There are literally, I don't know, thousands of actors on the platform. And I would suggest for everyone to just take a look at it and just get some ideas, play around with Apollo and with Apify. Yeah, it's cheap. You can test them out. You don't have to pay anything at the moment. Everything is for free, so you can just create 2, 3 accounts and just play around with it, and then go into Mighty Networks to just yeah to get some conversation starting and come up with lead generation ideas, some strategies like what kind of Apify actors you could use for it, how you can use like multiple actions in a row. So what we did now, for example, we went on Apollo, and from Apollo we used 2 different types of data to run 2 different types of Apify actors. So one was for Facebook scraping, the other one was to use a ChatGPT. You can also use some information, for example, from Instagram to do something that Kate did, like an Instagram scraper. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Kate or Julian, do you have any questions or do you want to add something that you think might be valuable to the people watching? And what do you think about just getting in Mighty Networks and then all have some discussions? Maybe we can create like a special Google Drive folder where we share some files. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think there's some amazing possibilities for doing many different types of research in here, not just for lead generation, but for creating content and all kinds of
Yep.
things.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's so amazing. I
Yeah.
really love it. These kind of things are just so cool, and the possibility is really endless. It's just your imagination. If your imagination is great, you can come up with such cool ideas. And it could be for lead generation. It could be maybe to use for whatever things you are doing yourself. Because this ChatGPT one is really nice. You can just upload a shit ton of domains and do some analysis on websites, for example, that you can use for. I guess the guy work as a data analyst. He might also see some tools there and he think, hey, this is actually really cool for my workflow. Because we have a few people who are in data analysis, so they probably figured out like, hey, do you really have a ChatGPT scraper? That's easy because I don't want to build something myself every time. I can actually run just something on the Apify platform, or they might just go to develop their own thing on Apify platform. So because they just give the infrastructure to you, so to speak, so you can just rent their infrastructure, and it's way easier to run your own scrapers. So for those in data analysis, they build scrapers, and they didn't know Apify, they probably happy with the platform exists. Yeah, shall we just
Right.
conclude this?
Yeah, that's just one question. So these type of tools aren't currently being widely used in all marketing agencies, for example. So you do have the
No.
opportunity to offer them something that they're not using
Yep,
already.
yep. I don't know why, but my experience with marketing agencies is that they don't even know how to do marketing. It sounds dumb, but I work for a really big client from the Netherlands. He's my first client for lead generation, and I got into contact with him through like someone else, and I didn't even do lead generation. That's actually how I started doing it. So this guy has 3 partners, and they run a really large agency. I think 500 plus clients at the moment. And so this recurring clients, 500. It's a lot. They have a whole call center, and they want me to deliver like lists of leads, but they never want to listen. They don't want to invest a little bit of money into using like better tools or something like that because everything has to be cheap. They don't see any value in all the things. It makes no sense to me. But then also they don't know any. Well, they don't know how to market themselves. They don't know a lot of terms within marketing. And for me, that's just like, I don't understand anything. I don't understand how they have 500 clients. I guess just doing things works, right? Just
Right.
take
So that
action. But
for
yeah,
our
you
for
have
our
a lot of
clients,
options. Yeah, you have
they
a lot of
they
options
just
for,
don't know. They don't know, or they don't want to learn, or they don't have time. So we just
yeah,
need to be able to explain to them what we can offer and how that will benefit them, and maybe give them a short list free, so that they can
yep,
try it out.
yep. Give them some examples for free. Yeah, if you want to go the agency route, there's a lot of opportunity there. Once you have like a few of these clients that come back to you, yeah, that's easy. And yeah, there's a lot of marketing companies or web designers or whatever it is, right? People who just need to reach out to them. You can reach out to those companies first and then get a little bit network effect that maybe they're gonna talk about it or whatever it is. Yeah, most people don't know that this exists. Like all of you here in the group, you probably didn't know that Apify existed. So
I
that's the
yeah, I
same.
didn't know it existed, and I also didn't know it was so cheap. It's really, even
Yeah,
if you know how to build a scraper, it's better to just pay 5 cents to use one, honestly.
exactly. Because building scrapers kind of sucks. Like
Hmm.
you have to be doing that full time, so to speak, to be really good at it. Because
Yeah.
yeah, you always run into certain issues, right? Your IP gets blocked because you didn't rotate it enough, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, this is so easy. And especially if you really do like you want to build your own scrapers, Apify platform is also amazing.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's really cool. And
Oh, that's a
it's
good
just
point.
one
I
of
can actually build a scraper on Apify if I want to. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, you should just go to the developers area
Hmm.
because it's really easy and you can use. Maybe you can show it actually for those that are interested in it. So you have the development. So within the left side here, in the left panel, yeah. So you have development. Yeah, you can go to the docs also. And if you go to a little bit back, it's documentation, where you can keep your documentation open. And can you go back to Apify?
Mhm.
Yeah. So on the left pane, you have development. It's under actors. Yeah. So you can create an actor, and then you can choose from a template. So this is interesting for people to see. You want to start with. So you can choose Crawley plus Cheerio, Puppeteer, whatever. The language you want to use, TypeScript, JavaScript, Python, if you're a Python geek. So these are just, and you can click on view all templates to see them all. Yeah, so you can type your language or scroll through it. So yeah, you literally can just create your thing within no time. And then within the documentation, you can see how you can create like all these like the menu options, right? So file uploading or if you fill in the list of like bulk edit, all those kind of options, they're just easy to switch on and off. So for everyone interested in doing this, I would definitely say check that out. And yeah, the integration is also interesting, by the way. Something that I should have shown people. So if you go to actors, you just you can choose one of the actors now. Uh, now just click on it itself. So on the name. Yeah. Now if you go to integrations, so this is the middle tab. Yeah. Here you can see all the different integrations that you can do. So you can add an API. You can send directly an email. You can do some notification in Slack. You can also integrate platforms. So Make or Zapier for the automation. So this is for our website, right? Where we do like some automations. This will be really useful. So people
Yeah.
who are technical and want to learn something already on their own, this is where you go for the integrations. And sorry, Julian, you want to say something?
I was just going to say I interviewed with this company, so they
Ah,
create you can create like series of actions using Airbyte.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, I never heard of, never knew about this company.
Hmm.
Yeah, so this is pretty cool. And Kabula, I think you can process all the data.
This company
Yes.
would probably be a good choice. They have good software, I think. So,
Okay, cool. Yeah, so people are probably familiar with make.com and Zapier, which is also an easy kind of to understand platform because it's no code. And Airbyte might be code.
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
code, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so for those who can, probably that's the best solution then. And Kabula is probably also a really good solution for just the data processing. Maybe I'm not sure, but I think you can probably clean your data, for example, here. But I'm not sure. I have to check it out. I didn't really check Kabula out. For the people with AI, you have LangChain, Llama Index, Pinecone, Vector Store of of OpenAI. So this is pretty cool stuff. I think for everyone who's interested in building their own scrapers or to play around already with the integrations and to automate like actions between different scrapers, uh, go because you'll probably figure out some stuff that I don't even know about how to do something or come up with a really cool solution. So that's pretty cool. So for those that can, please go here and just play around and set up a few actions in the sequence to get a certain result, to get a like a clean bleed list or an enriched bleed list, right? So I think we can stop there. Then that's also most clear. People can just really start doing things because I think now the program really gonna start. People just gonna be busy with things and they're gonna get some ideas. We're gonna talk to each other, figure some stuff out, and get inspiration. And then after that, we can do the session about the niche research, where we're really gonna research like, okay, hey, does this make sense to start, so to speak? Because I now have a lot of options and know what's possible. I've seen a lot of other cool ideas from other people. From there on, we can really go to see what we should choose.
So we're doing niche research next time.
Yep, yep. I think that that makes the most sense. It could be that I still change that because yeah, we're just figuring stuff out, right? Like what is the best way of teaching everything. But I think that makes the most sense that niche research will be next, and I will just prepare for that. I'll be in the chat also for everyone with their ideas to reply to that. I go with Carl to do some kind of one-on-one session again, or let him just do something himself because yeah, I can see how he does this. If this is difficult for him or not, and then that might change if what I'm going to train next. But I guess the niche research is going to be next, yeah. But yeah, I learn the most from Carl. Like if I go and meet with Carl afterwards, then I can figure out like, okay, this turns out to be a little bit difficult for certain people, just to grasp some concepts and stuff. Because clicking these buttons is not difficult, but just yeah, it's difficult for me to understand how someone thinks that doesn't have that much knowledge about certain, like about the things that we're discussing. So I really learn a lot from Carl, and that's pretty cool. And that's also why the curriculum that I created in the beginning is just, like I said, it's just a draft. It's just the idea of this is all the things that we're going to cover in the training and how that really takes shape. But yeah, it really depends. Like that's why the pilot program is also here. Right? The pilot program is to really just figure it out on my side because I know what I can teach and I know what we should do. But like all the details, that's the pilot program. So yeah, I think we just concluded here, and then people have a long enough video to watch and to work with.
Yeah, I feel like you've showed us a secret door to a new universe, and it's fantastic. Thank you very much.
Cool, you're welcome. I think this is a cool session also. Like the one with Carl was good because I did it myself. And then now we went a little bit deeper, and you guys did it, and you ran more actors. So I think with these two videos, if people watch it, I think yeah, we can really get it started. And then just some group discussions and post your ideas, and let's just have discussions in the group. I think this is going to be really valuable. And I think I should not start the niche research video really fast. I think just have a few days where people can be busy with this. I think that makes the most sense because the conversation should really get started. So maybe today, tomorrow, but this is like for Julian, then tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. I think we should be just busy together, like getting some ideas flowing, and then we're ready for the next session. I think that makes the most sense.
That sounds good to me. Yeah, this was very valuable, and I'll start playing around with them and posting my ideas in Mighty Networks.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks. I think I'm now getting more and more happy. Now things are getting going. It's cool. Cool. I'm gonna see a lot of good ideas, and if I see that, then that will make me really happy. Because then I know that I made the right decision to spend a lot of time on this project. So I think it's cool. Thank you guys for coming here, and yeah, see you in Mighty Networks and at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.